I just wanted to say a little bit of my personal experience with you as a CEO of our company. My first introduction to a Beachbody event was actually at a Super Saturday, like I said, a year ago. It was in January of 2011? 12. And Lindsay Matway, yeah, 12. Lindsay Matway, I didn't even know who any of these people were. I was like, you know, this event is going on in Tampa. Let's go check this out. It sounds pretty cool. The CEO of the company is going to be talking. I don't know, maybe it'll be interesting. Let's go. So we drive over there, and little did I know that this Lindsay Matway is like the #2 person in the company, is the one actually hosting the event. And I didn't even know that at the time, because I was just brand new to the business. And I remember seeing her up on stage, and when Carl was announced and he came up and he started talking, I was like, I get it. Like this is so much bigger than anyone in this room. You know, get over your fear of being rejected and talking to people. Just go out there and share your story, because you're not the issue. It's not about you. It's about every single person that you can help. If you just show up in their life and you care more about people than you do about yourself, you'll be unusually successful, not just in this business, but in life. And I think that that's what Beachbody has taught me. And if it had not been for the man that's about to talk, none of this would have been possible. If it had not been for his vision, and for him going after that vision and putting his head down and fighting for it every day, none of us would be in this room right now. So I have the greatest honor to welcome the CEO and co-founder of our company to the stage, Carl Daikeler.
I'm going to stand a little bit closer because it's sort of so far away. Are we doing the question thing too, Jeff? Okay. So, well, first off, thank you for the. Actually, I'm pretty short. That was her first reaction. God, she's short. Should I stand up? Should I stand up here? That's probably better, right? Yeah. You know what? It's funny. I was up in the room getting ready to come down, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go down and take the pictures. I don't mind taking the pictures, but it's always there's always like 3 or 4 people that are like, you are so much shorter than I expected. Every time. And no, I don't enjoy that. And while I was watching that Barcelona video, which was great. I couldn't help but think that, you know, in the moments that you saw the father and the son doing their thing, that probably toward the end of the race, the father looked at the son and said, I'm really glad you never ran the mile. But it's moving stuff, and it's weird to be standing on a chair. But, you know, the interesting thing about being here and listening to you guys talk, and, you know, you see that, if you let it, Beachbody can change your life, and it's cool, you know. Beachbody was an idea that I had, like the name was an idea. Driving home one night, because we actually wanted to call the company greatbody.com, because we had Great Body Guaranteed as a line of videos at first, and so greatbody.com wasn't available. Remember, everybody was buying all the .coms and you couldn't get them. And so I remember looking at a billboard, and I had this idea for this Beachbody name, and I was like, that's, I don't know, maybe that's, you know, too kitschy and people won't really like it. So anyway, we went for it. But so there's this little idea, you know, and now there it is, like it looks like it's official. And you know, and if rooms are filled with people, and I fly to Puerto Rico, and I'm learning new languages, and it's pretty wild to see how this all comes together. But the thing that gets lost when it becomes an institution like this, and when you say, you know, but for my vision and this company and all that kind of stuff, what gets lost in that? I think gets lost a lot of times with opportunities for creating something really special is it becomes about the institution, but the institution isn't what's telling these stories. The institution isn't what's filling that wall back there. What's telling the stories, what you celebrate with tears and laughter, are the people. The people who's telling the stories are people. And it's not about a company. It's definitely not about a CEO. It's about what you represent by bringing your heart to this every day. And you know, Jeremy and I, when we were flying here, we were talking about Shakeology and how, you know, great that is for people and stuff. And I said, I scratched my head and I go, I really, you know, I've been taking this shake every single day for about the last 3.5 years, I guess. I think it's about 3 years old. So I was taking it a little bit before when it first came out. So I've been taking it every day for 3.5 years, or certainly since it's come out. And I don't understand how anybody can cancel it. Like, I don't get it. It's like, I'm going to stop breathing now. Because nutrition is so not available in what we eat. And, you know, and you guys are up against steep odds with what you've chosen to represent as a company. Sorry, this is my turn to the spotlight. That, you know, you didn't pick the easy one. You didn't pick the cheap shake filled with artificial stuff that tastes really sweet, that really just cares about losing weight fast rather than helping build your metabolism, drop your cholesterol, keep you regular, keep you vital without stimulants. You chose this hard one that's more expensive because it's not filled with the artificial stuff. The reason from batch to batch that Shakeology can change taste a little bit is it's kind of like, have you ever picked an apple from a tree one season and then another season, picked another apple and actually will taste different? Like, that's what happens when you don't blast food with chemicals and don't irradiate it, you know, and don't cook it. It changes. And that's what this powder, that's really just whole food broken down into a powder form, flavored with natural flavors that also has some antioxidant benefits and all sorts of, you know, flavonoids and things that I don't understand what they mean. But like when I drink that shake, and even while I'm on the road, I've been away for almost a week. And, you know, I got my packets and I got my little shaker cup, and every morning, first thing I do is I shake that thing up. I actually cheat a little bit and put some of the alkalinizer from the Reset in there so I get an extra dose of greens. And like I get done and I'm like, I'm good. I'm good for today. Like, and I don't know if you care about yourself, I don't know how you don't do that every day. Like, you know, I'm gonna wake up this morning and be like, I don't care that much about myself anymore. I care more about $4 in my pocket. Like, $4 and I'm getting that dose of something good. You know, you spend $4 on a latte, you spend $4 almost on a gallon of gasoline. Or you make it work so you get that $4 on something that truly feeds you in a big way. And you guys picked this. The people in this room, the people that I saw yesterday in Puerto Rico, I think I'm not going to drop an F-bomb. Because there's kids in the back. I think you're darn special people. Because you're not taking... Yeah, but we all fought it. Because you're not taking the easy road this time. We've all done an easy thing. You know, I'm going to do that stepper. That looks easy. Yeah. Or, you know, wear that belt. It's just going to zap my abs. I'm just getting in shape. What are you talking about? I want to watch these guys do that. You know, you picked the one that is hard work. I mean, okay, let's just see what you guys are up to. Who's doing or has done or has tried insanity? You know, first couple days after you start insanity. I love being a coach. You know, I mean, you did not pick the easy one. And, you know, anybody who's done P90X or Rev Abs, I mean, you do Rev Abs, and it's just like, you know, it is hard, but that is what it takes if you want to live this kind of life, this kind of vitality, up into your 60s, 70s, 80s. I went to Philadelphia to celebrate my father's 80th birthday, and I don't know, long story, I'll try to make it real short. My dad had hip surgery a couple years ago, and I realized coming out of that surgery, I had nothing for my own dad. I wasn't getting P90X. Here you go, get back in shape, Dad. So I was like, oh, I need something for my dad. You know, it's terrible. I run a fitness company, and there's nothing for him in there. So my wife, Isabel, had been training with this guy, Dr. Mark Cheng, and I said, hey, do you think we could articulate Tai Chi through DVDs? Like, you know, because it's very difficult, very technical expertise. And he was like, you know, well, let's try it. We did some screen tests, and we drew lines around the studio so that you could track the foot position on the floor and all this stuff. And, oh, sorry, an angel got its wings. And, stay down, Jeremy, stay down. See, you're the angel with the wings. So we shot this 90-day program, Tai Cheng, and I gave it to my dad. So he finishes the program, has great results with it. He's moving a lot better, because what happens is as you age, we're used to walking, and somebody can feel like as they age, they feel really good about themselves because they're walking in a straight line. But you stop moving side to side. Am I making you nervous by moving like this? I'm okay, because I do Tai Chi. So like, you know, you stop moving side to side, right? And so I gave my dad Tai Chi, and he's like, I'm going to do this thing. So he finished it. So I fly home, and it was just around his 90 days. And the big surprise party, yeah, you're 80. And he goes through, you know, shaking people's hands, all exciting. And he goes, oh, come here. And I go, what? And like after everything died down, he goes, you saved my life today. And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, I was in the backyard. He was like trimming vines off of like a tree. Some vines were growing up the tree, and he had scissors and was cutting them off. And it was all done, and he turned this way and tripped. And the way he was holding the scissors, he was like going to catch himself, and he realized that he was about to fall chest first into these scissors. And then his leg came out and caught himself last second. He goes, that happened this morning, and it was a Tai Chi move that helped me catch my breath. Literally. Like that's what we get to do. But it's not the easy stuff, right? I mean, I say this in the infomercial. You know, we've all seen the ad for people that they wear the necklace and, you know, I've fallen and I can't get up. You know, they did the little thing. And my point is, I want to keep my dad off the floor in the first place, right? And that comes from doing the hard stuff now. If you want to have this experience where you're playing with your kids and your grandparents or your parents are playing with their grandkids, if you want to have a life of real vitality, you got to do the work now. Now you notice, I haven't done a lot of talk about coaching. I'm talking about the experience, the hard work of staying with the program. In the 3 vital behaviors, we say, be a product of the product. That's such a key thing. Otherwise, you are a fraud. You are not living what we're talking about. You want the secret to being successful? Who wants the secret? I haven't said it anywhere else. Okay, guy in the back wants the secret. All right, I'm going to tell you the secret. Right now, this is it. Get your pen out. Be a product of the product. Doesn't mean you have to be a hard body. Doesn't mean you have to be super ripped. You could even be sick. You could be recovering from cancer. You could be recovering from bariatric surgery. But if your commitment is to doing what it takes to feed yourself well, have to understand portion control, good food choices, doesn't have to be all the time, it just means that cupcakes are not a food group anymore. It means that the fast food, the drive-through, is not a daily option anymore. That takes real discipline. It means that exercise, maybe not even every day, but something, a few days a week, is an important part of your lifestyle. That is the secret to being a coach. If you're one of the people, and there are some coaches who are like this, who are just like, I'm just going to sell this stuff because they advertise it on TV, and then I'm going to get free leads, and I'm going to make some money, and I'm going to go on that cruise. It's not going to work. You're going to be like, it's like you're pushing against a wall, because people will see you coming a mile away, and there are other cheaper things that they can participate in to lose weight. They're not going to be motivated or inspired by you. The reason that Team Beachbody coaches are the answer to this and are far more valuable than Beachbody ever was as a company. Like Beachbody, good company, decent, pretty proud of it, infomercials, great, #1 infomercial, blah, blah, blah. But it took on an entirely new meaning, an entirely new significance in the world when we got you to help people stay accountable to their choices. And when we got you, by saying to you, we're going to pay you, we're going to give you a 25% discount, or we're going to pay you 25% whenever your results inspire somebody else, right? You lost the weight, you deserve the 25%, and that brought us all together, created a community, and for the first time in the history of real fitness and weight loss, the person doing the hard work, you, gets a piece of the action. That's the only way the trend of obesity ends in this country, by rewarding the people who need it the most, and that's the people who are obese in the first place, not the company marketing the products. That's you. And that's why that is such an important vital behavior. And it means you got to take it seriously. When you drink that shake, don't think I'm drinking my shake because I need to be a product of the product. That's vital behavior #1. Drink that shake, look at it, and thank it. Because it's outrageous what it took to get that thing in that cup. You have no idea. Seriously. The fact that it's only $4 a serving, approximately, is crazy. Like the margins are very thin on it. I'm telling you, it takes hard work to keep that thing at this price. It is not easy, but it's so good and so important that when you look at it, your body is, I'm guaranteeing your cells are like, yes! She didn't quit yet! Because it is that good for you. And I know many people in here, I've heard some of the great stories tonight. It's just crazy. In fact, I sent an email to Isabel, my wife, who was the co-formulator of that, and Darren, and our Chief Science Officer, Senior Vice President of Science Officering, or something like that. Mike Wilson, anyway, he's the guy who's the scientist. And I said to them, look, we can all get so wrapped up in operations. We're a company, so everybody's like, politics, and what's the 401k, and all this stuff. And then you sit in a room like this, and I get to meet people back there, and I go, oh my God, this is what it's about. I get people hugging me, I got people crying, showing me their pictures, I'm signing stuff, because lives change. I'm like, the guy who did a green light for the Doritos commercials to run in the Super Bowl, he's not having this feeling. People aren't coming up to me, your Doritos changed my life, man! It's not happening. It's happening here, and I gotta tell you, it's not because Beachbody is all that, it's because people like you are all that. We sold a ton of product. It's very easy to sell products through infomercials. But when John and I first started the company, we said, we're going to go through it first. So we did the program. We did Power 90, and then we did P90X, and he and Tony and I, we were the first challenge group. We watched each other, made sure we stayed on the food program, and we all knew that if we got really good results, our before and after photos, we're going to make us some money, because we were going to put them in the infomercials. And then one day, maybe in 2005, I was at lunch with John, and John Congdon, the president of the company, and I said, you and I got just crazy results. And I don't know what the numbers are, but I guarantee you, not everybody is finishing Power 90 or Slim in 6. Like, some people don't even open that wrapper. They slide it conveniently under the bed right when they get it. Or they start, and then they're sore, and they're like, I'm not doing that. But if we could give an incentive to people to finish this, we could totally change the face of fitness. And then if we could help solve the nutrition part of this, because people will do Power 90 or P90X or Insanity or Turbo Fire and finish it and not get any results because they never change what goes on in the kitchen, right? So if we could just fix that one thing, make sure they're eating a breakfast. Like I like to say, Shakeology is the $4 meal for $1 billion life. Or replace a lunch that is otherwise fast food, we could totally change the face of the trend of obesity. So that's when we realized that, you ever seen this dynamic, especially for the people who are prospective coaches in here, okay? Here's a part of the background of what started the network for us. You ever been in a room like, you know, you go to a party or go to Thanksgiving or something, and somebody walks in and they've lost 40 pounds, right? I don't care if George Clooney or Brad Pitt or Jennifer Lopez is standing in that room. The person that lost 50 pounds becomes the center of attention in the place. Everybody gets in line to ask, how did you do it? And literally, they will become the center of attention. I've seen this dynamic happen, and I'm like, wait a minute. If that person creates that much demand for their hard work, they deserve to get a cut of all the demand that they create for those products, right? And that extra incentive is going to give them that little edge to keep the weight off. It's one thing to get somebody to buy a product. It's a whole other thing to get somebody to start a product. Yet another thing to get them to finish a product. And then once they've gotten the results, it's yet another thing to not be so proud of themselves that they reward themselves right back into the pit they just crawled out of. Right? And that comes from having this vital behavior of be a product of the product forever. And it doesn't have to cost thousands of dollars, it doesn't have to cost hundreds of dollars, it just takes effort every single day. A little bit of investment every single day. That's how valuable you guys are. This doesn't happen from me. This doesn't happen from a bunch of people, management, vice presidents, directors, and so on. Jeremy and I can't do this with people ourselves, sitting in a big office building up there, even with advertising on TV. Without you, this doesn't happen. You think that, you know, it's sort of optional. I'm going to go to this Beachbody thing and see what it's about. I might stay a coach. I'm thinking about stepping out. I don't know. I'm not number one. I'm not elite. Blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you right now, if you care about your friends and family, you care about your own health, I don't care how much money you're making, it is not optional for you to be a part of this company just for the purpose of helping some people stay accountable to their own health and fitness. Even if they never buy anything again, just help some people stay accountable to their own health and fitness. People talk about, oh, do you care about the competition, the Herbalife, Visalus, and all these companies that sell stuff? I don't care. There's 200 million people in this country overweight or obese. Everybody's got to succeed a little bit. We're just going to succeed better because our products really work for the long term. But if we can all succeed in this, we don't have to fight each other because there's so many people that need it, right? Just focus on the people around you. Focus on the people around you that you care about and the people who say, Liz, what are you doing? Marissa, what are you doing? Christina, sorry. I talk to a lot of people. You know, people are going to reach out to you and they're going to ask you, what are you doing if you're a product of the product? When you're walking around all stiff from Insanity or P90X, they're going to ask you what you're doing. And that's your opportunity to say, why don't you come along and do it with me? That's the power of the challenge groups and the challenge packs. And before I start taking some questions, I want to say, anybody in here who's thinking, well, those challenge packs are kind of expensive, you're looking at it the wrong way. And I'm just telling you as a CEO, I'm not telling you because I'm trying to sell you anything, I'm just telling you because I want you to succeed. That the challenge packs are the absolute best value that we have ever offered at the company. Between, you know, getting P90X and Shakeology at this price, but it also comes with one thing that nowhere else in the company can we offer, and that is you. So if a challenge pack is not worth more than buying it over at Beachbody, if it's not worth more to buy Shakeology, but buy P90X at 3 payments of $39.95 from Beachbody, the only reason that's the case is because you are not a valuable coach. Because I think you're the most valuable thing in the challenge pack. It's not as much about the product. Gravity's here, just push up, whatever, do some pull-ups, go to a park. Walk, portion control, drink a bunch of water, you'll figure it out. But somebody to hold you accountable, that's that darn F word again. That's a darn miracle. Seriously. You're the one that has to hold your chest up and be like, I am Team Beachbody. I am the solution. I'm the one that's going to end the trend of obesity by not giving up on this. The products are cool, they're fun, we try to create the best stuff that we can. But the miracle here, the magic here, is that you don't give up on people around you, that you hold out a hand, that you support them at whatever level they want. If they're not ready to become a coach, that's totally cool. Just get them started on something. If they just want to lurk on your Facebook page and see what other people are doing, that's totally cool. But as soon as you get somebody to get any sort of success, and they finish a program, and maybe they finish Brazil butt lift, or they finish Asylum, or whatever, say, hey, why don't you post your testimonial up on our challenge page? Let's see, I want you to help me inspire. This is an important step. They put that little story up there on the Facebook page, and then all of a sudden, 2 hours later, they go on, and they see that 10 people commented, 40 people liked it, and then you turn over and you go, dude, you're already a coach. So that story is valuable to you. Why don't you go for it? It costs you 40 bucks. 16 bucks a month, and you get 25% off Shakeology. You want to maintain these results that you've got, so we go for it. The bottom line is, if you're just human about it, you just care, and you just believe in your power as a human being, more so than it's not the company. It's not me, great CEO. And by the way, it's also the reason it's not working. It's not the company, and it's not the CEO. It's because you're not believing enough in your value to help people and encourage them. It doesn't mean you walk up to people and go, you're kind of big, I'd like to help you lose weight. But it does mean that you start conversations with people and look for opportunities to help them. You look for opportunities to care about people. When's the last time somebody started a conversation with you saying, how's your day going? And it just goes from there. How's your day going? Just on the elevator today. I was going up the elevator. How's your day going? That's a cool shirt. What does that mean? You know, whatever. You just talk, just started a conversation, and the guy got off the elevator with me. Like, I've got to go now, but we had this conversation. He's telling me about his shirt. It was really cool. He won in the contest. So whatever. So we had a conversation. All I did was show interest in the guy. If you're looking for a good book to read, it's a little dated, but How to Win Friends and Influence People, real simple. Just care. I'll save you the 2 weeks of reading. Be more interested in the person that you're talking to than you are in talking about yourself. That's it. And you are going to be a sales superstar. And you're also going to be a great coach because you're caring more about the other person. And that's all I want to create with this thing, Team Beachbody. I could have created more wealth for myself faster by not creating Team Beachbody. But I believe I'm going to create a better life experience for myself, something that my kids are going to be proud that their dad created, and something that your kids are going to be proud that you're a part of because Team Beachbody is here. But it doesn't happen unless you continue to fight for it passionately. I mean, fight for it. Just like that guy running around that track. This is not going to be a layup. Where do you think these stories of outrageous human achievement come from? They don't come from playing hopscotch. They don't come from solving the easy problem. They come from being at the absolute end of your rope. I cannot finish P90X. I cannot afford to do this anymore. I am not signing up anybody. Being at that low level when hope is gone, and still continuing on. That's where stories of triumph come. Go online and just search for stories of triumph, right? Look for those kind of stories and favorite them. So that when you have messages of quitting, and by the way, you're always going to have messages of quitting. We all do. I get them too. And I'm proactive about doing the personal development to make sure that I beat that voice down, right? So you got to beat that voice down. You got to remember, I'm trying to do something great here with this, and my greatness is not going to come from being weak right now. You want to prove that you're strong, that you have an inner strength, then you have to live with the pain of sometimes feeling weak, and that is where you find your strength. Let me say that again. If you want to be strong, you have to sit with the pain of being weak, without reaching for a drink, without reaching for a drug, without reaching for whatever it is that you escape into. And it could be food, it could be a video, whatever it is, that you sit with it. And you go, I can deal with this pain, and I can overcome it. Come on, pain. and then you just go for it, and you keep working. And it might not turn around that first day like some miracle. Hey, wait a minute, I'm sitting with my pain. Where's my success now? It might take a week, it might take a year, but you sit with that pain, and you grab it, and you go, I can handle this. I've been through it. I still have pain. This company does not run like a clock. We have people that we like that quit, that are key people, or we have budget issues or whatever. You know, that's what life is. Life brings you challenges. So you're either going to step up to them and take them on, or they're going to beat you. And I think you guys are up to it. That's what Team Beachbody is about. That's what your job is, to pass this message on to whoever's not in this room. Because you're going to hear people go, I always fail at those things. I never stay on it. That shake's too expensive. And you got to help people find their strength, find their long-term desire to be healthy and fit. And you will have a great time with this job. You will love this part of your life so much because of how it makes you feel, because of how I get to experience. You know, people are like, oh my God, your eyes, you must be blind from all these photos. Are you kidding me? People, girls, hot girls, tell me how much they love me and my products. I'm the luckiest CEO on the planet. And it's because I stuck it out, and I've now surrounded myself with positive people who all want to be strong, stick it out, and help people day by day by day. And it's not always going to be successful, but we're always going to try, we're always going to work hard, and we will succeed because we will never, ever quit. Ever. That's it. She was like rolling her eyes. She's so 12. We did this last year. It's time to do the Harlem Shake. That's all the kids are doing. Okay, good.
Okay, so let's ask this one. Given the evolution of technology, are there any plans to add other options for customers aside from DVD format, for instance, a Netflix-type system that programs can be ordered and streamed via the internet?
Okay, so the question is, what's happening? New technology in terms of distributing product. Of course, that's on our radar screen in terms of, you know, Netflix and Hulu and iTunes and all that kind of stuff. It's really something we have to be careful of, because once you bring in those kind of systems, then it's difficult to have it go through the coach system, right? And also, the real reality is, for a lot of people, while, you know, many people want to be able to watch the videos on their iPad or something like that, or you know, have it anywhere, anytime. But in general, what we found, and we've done research on this with our own community and customers, is that the workout space is not usually the primary TV space in the house. It's usually, you know, they put the old DVD player down in the garage, or it's in some space that is kind of like, I just want the DVDs that are easy to move around or take with me. So right now, the DVD is actually the best medium for everybody. So we are looking at what technology can do for us. You know, the Body Beast app was a bit of an experiment to see how important is that to the product experience. Turns out it doesn't look like it's a huge thing. It's important, but not a huge thing. So we're keeping our eye on it. You know, we never want to be so far out in front that we can't afford. So you put all your money into technology, and then you can't afford to create the next cool workout program, which the programming is, I think, really what it's about. How great are the moves, how good are the workouts, how good are the personalities, frankly, how good is the music? Like we're investing more and more in music. So right now, that's where we're putting the investment, rather than trying to get it on these platforms that are still a little turbulent. We're not sure which way it's going to go. Someday, I'm sure there's going to be no DVDs, but we got to figure out how that relates to the coach business and everybody winning.
Plans for an updated Slim and Six, Shalene, Extreme, Power 90 type programs. The new workouts seem to be getting harder and harder, but we still need to reach beginning levels.
So the question is about beginning levels. Will there be a new beginning program? I don't like to talk too much about product development, but a beginner's program is absolutely on our radar screen. There's one in development. I don't think it's going to come out for probably not. I don't know if it'll be out by next January or not. It takes a long time to develop these things, but there is a really cool program that we have in development. Cheng is, you know, the ultimate beginners program. Some of the stuff in the catalog, the Yoga Booty Ballet series, even Rev Abs are good for beginners. It is important to know the catalog. Slim & Six, we reshot that 2 years ago, so that is kind of all new and still hasn't been that widely distributed. I want to reshoot Power 90. We just haven't been able to get that into the pipeline because we've had some other stuff. And I do have to say, while they're not beginners programs, because the question's probably there, what else is coming out? I think that this year, first we're going to announce one product at Disney World that is like the coolest product that we have ever created as a company. It's going to blow your mind. And that's going to be one that is going to be announced at Disney World, and then it's going to be available at Summit. And then we're going to make an announcement of another one at Summit, that if that other one was the coolest one, this is now the new coolest one. So we really have pulled out the stops in terms of solving problems that it's going to be like, you're going to wake up and you're going to bounce out of bed. You are so excited to get after these programs. Combat, by the way, is the best! Combat, pretty good, but Pump, yeah, something, you never know. You know, again, Pump is actually really good for beginners. If people don't lift big weights, people who have rough times with their knees and stuff, you just use the bar. Like, it's a great program, a lot of fun.
So that all sales filter through the Coach Network.
Got it. So the question is about combining about one holistic company. No, except, like, eventually we're going to have one website. Okay, so you go, whether it's Beachbody, so that if you want to buy, you go through there, and that the system will recognize if you're a Team Beachbody customer or a new customer or a coach or whatever. So the pricing will autofill and all that kind of stuff, so that you don't have to worry about somebody, oh, they went and ordered over there and all that kind of stuff. It's a big investment. We call it consolidation. It's taken us 2 years to really figure this out. We thought we had it figured out. It's complicated. I don't want to get into. We're not Google. You know, we're not some technology company that can just be like, here, throw $100 million at that. But it's actually a very complex system because we're doing business every day. So you've got this growing architecture of the tree that is the network that needs to be then moved over. All that customer data has to be reflected. So it's difficult to consolidate this all under one big roof, but we're working on it. But the reason that not every transaction that happens will be a commission transaction is the non-commission transactions are really important to pay for. You know, this year it'll be about $150 million of advertising. Right now, Insanity is the #1 infomercial on TV. 10-Minute Trainer is #8, and Derm Exclusive is #13. Combat tests in a couple weeks. Body Beast is on the move. Brazil Butt Lift, new show comes out. So, like, all that advertising gets paid for through the sales that don't run directly through the network, but those create all the leads that help the network. So that's one of the reasons, frankly, that we have sales on Amazon.com, because there was all this piracy on Amazon, and Amazon was like, well, look, we can't sell your products, so we're going to let, you know, they do what's called the gate products. So they said, we're not going to gate your products unless you can put them up for sale here. And we said, okay, we'll do that if we can have the lead to pass over to our network. Let me address one other thing that you might be like, you know, some people are like, hey, boy, it stinks that we have to compete with TV. God, the network would be so much bigger and grow faster if we didn't have to compete with all their advertising. And I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Well, your way to look at it is always the right way to look at it. That's not the way I would look at it. The way I would look at it is the P90X transaction or the Insanity transaction is just the gateway, okay? The real win from a financial perspective is Shakeology. It's also the big win for you in terms of helping somebody and helping them finish P90X. So, like, let's say you're wearing your P90X or your Insanity t-shirt, you go to Starbucks, and somebody's like, oh, Insanity, I bought that the other day from TV, and you're like, yeah. That's not the reaction that I would have. I'd be like, yes. because I know that that guy or that woman just raised their hand to work their butt off in order to get healthy. And I'll go, what are you going to do about solving the food problem? Do you have results in recovery formula? Do you want to have support so that you really finish it? Because if you buy Shakeology or the results in recovery formula through me and you join my team, we're all going to work together to get your results. So I see those people that have already got it and probably failed at it, or probably never started it, or never finished it, those people as like the richest leads, because they're the ones that at one point, you know, they wanted to do something about their health and fitness. Now you're going to help them get there, and Shakeology is sort of the missing link.
I'm from Costa Rica, and obviously from Miami, most people here are from some country in Latin America. And when I'm posting on Facebook constantly, I'm getting people from my country asking me, well, when is this going to come? Or how do I do this? Oh, I got that video of P98 that I ripped it from somebody else and bootlegged it. I'm like, ah.
Right.
So my question is, what are the projections, you know, eventually, you know, how long are we talking about?
I wish, the question is, when do we go international so that we can take advantage of all this awareness? It's very expensive for us. There is so many problems to solve right here that it is, I don't like to divert attention or energy. You know, Canada is a big deal that we're still trying to get open. And then I think Mexico is going to be a big opportunity for us. But like all this stuff has to happen. Right now, 200 million people, we only have 100,000 coaches. So you get 200 million people in this country overweight or obese, and it's getting worse every single day. And the other 100 million, I think I see that only 5% of the adult population actually exercises. Like, it's crazy how much opportunity there is. So I want to be there, you know, anytime that there's demand for a product, I want to sell it to them. But we've just got to do it in a pace that we can manage as a company and still execute that the way we want to do it. We have a core value that says commit and then deliver on your promises, okay? So that means we got to be careful about committing, because I don't want to do it if I can't deliver. And I've worked for guys in my career that were like, they committed to everything, and then nothing got done or the company went out of business. So it's like, it's hard because I'm an entrepreneur, but it's just, you just got to do it in a proper process, and I don't have a timeline for going into South America or Central America or Europe or any of that until really we get Canada, North America, and then eventually Mexico dialed in, or wherever the next place is. How are we doing on time? Okay.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done?
Yeah.
That was it?
That was it.
But we didn't do the company song. Just kidding. Is there anybody who didn't get a picture yet? Because I think we got, okay. All right, so we'll finish up with pictures of that. I gotta get out of here at 9:15 to get to plane. But thank you all. Let me just say, in closing, you guys are awesome. And I really do mean it when I try to look tall. That I'm exceptionally grateful for the work that you do. I feel like I'm one of you. I don't feel like I'm, you know, people come in, oh, the CEO. I see on Instagram, the CEO's coming. And it's like, you know, whatever. But it's like just us. Like, it's just, we're just doing this. I don't, CEO, I'm in sneakers. You guys got ties on. I should work for you. Like, at the end of the day, we're all just working together to try to improve the human condition. And anybody who does that deserves to get rewarded for it. So let's do it. Let's be tough. Let's be passionate. And let's have fun while we do it. Thank you so much.